helping health in Zimbabwe, and our purpose is to help the citizens of Zimbabwe, making an overall healthier nation. We are passionate about helping Zimbabwe because Zimbabwe has the 5th highest HIV prevalence in sub-Saharan Africa. Today, there are 1.4 million people living with HIV in Zimbabwe, which includes 170,000 children. Each year, there are 69,000 new HIV infections and 64,000 AIDS-related deaths.
Helping Health in Zimbabwe aims to help the citizens of Zimbabwe combat the spread of HIV/AIDS within the country and to decrease the prevalence of HIV/AIDS in Zimbabwe so that less citizens are dying each year. We want to ensure that everyone who is affected by the disease has healthcare support and trained professionals readily available to them. We will do this by creating a health facility that promotes both health and education reform.
We are proposing to create 2 healthcare facilities that will offer free HIV and AIDS testing. The facilities will also have certified doctors to treat the disease and educate citizens about practicing safe sex through a free distribution of condoms, as well as educate the risks of not taking proper precautions. The certified doctors will have the power to provide patients with prescription medicine and nutrition supplements for patients with malnutrition problems. Finally, we will create a Health on Wheels initiative where trucks will serve as a traveling clinic to the cities in Zimbabwe within a 350-mile radius.
62% of our $1 billion will be allocated to the creation of the health facilities. Over 95% of the citizens in Zimbabwe, that equates to more than 11 million Zimbabweans, do not have the access to necessary medical aid needed to sustain their health. The next 24% of our budget will be used for the Health on Wheels program we are implementing. The remote location of these 2 health facilities does reach a lot of people, however, is not accessible to all 14 million citizens of Zimbabwe. To combat this problem, we will equip 10 trucks that have the capabilities of our health facilities. The final 14% of the $1 billion will be put towards an education program. There is a high resistance to the usage of condoms in developing nations, and with this program, we hope to educate the citizens so they realize the benefits of safe sex on their health. In schools, there is very inadequate sex ed programs that results in the younger population of Zimbabwe having little to no knowledge of safe sex and the risk of HIV and AIDS.
The 2 health facilities will be located between 3 of the major cities in Zimbabwe. One will be located in Shangani. The other will be located in the city of Kadoma. The location of these health facilities will ensure that citizens who reside in the most populated cities in Zimbabwe will be within a reasonable distance of proper health care.
52% of the money allocated to the health and facilities will be designated for medicine. This allows us to support approximately 16,967 people for an entire year, which is less than 2% of the population. This could be considered a risk because although we are trying to reach the whole population, we don't have enough money to sustain everyone. The remainder of the money will be spent on construction of the facilities, laboratory equipment, upkeeping of the building, staff, nutrition, and purchasing the education and medical drugs. Nutrition is essential because the drugs given to combat HIV and AIDS only work effectively if the people have adequate nutrition. We are allocating $93 million to the laboratory equipment to ensure that we can provide free HIV and AIDS testing to all Zimbabweans.
A majority of the funds dedicated to the Health on Wheels initiative is dedicated to medication. This additional $192 million will allow us to reach 10,000 more people in various cities around the nation. The remainder of the funds will be allocated to gas and upkeep of the trucks, nutrition and supplies, and staff. The goal of these trucks is to equip them with the same capabilities the health facility has. A risk of having traveling facilities is that there is a lot of opportunity for interception and damage to the truck, which would put the staff in danger.
Education reform. A bulk of these funds go towards materials which include things like condoms and pamphlets on maintaining a healthy lifestyle. There is also $35 million set aside for outreach programs at various schools around Zimbabwe, which include educating the younger population and increasing the awareness of sexually transmitted disease. This will allow us to make the biggest impact because educating the younger generation will result in more awareness of health issues and stronger sex ed programs in the future. The rest of this fund will be designated to staff salaries and transportation for staff. A major risk of this would be that citizens don't use the condoms provided to them. Zimbabweans report they don't use condoms if they are in multiple relationships or if they are already living with HIV.
The intended goal of Helping Health in Zimbabwe is to ensure that not only are the citizens safe and healthy, but that they are educated on how to continue to maintain a healthy lifestyle. The creation of the health facility will decrease the prevalence of HIV and AIDS within Zimbabwe by allowing citizens to easily attain the health care they need. For those citizens not within traveling distance of our facilities, the Health on Wheels clinics will offer them the same services and health care. Finally, the education section of our development plan will allow the younger population to have access to the proper sex ed classes, and also distribute condoms to the citizens, which will aid in increasing sexual health awareness.